All right, hello again, and welcome to Reason and Truth Ministries, where we are continuing our study on truth. Last week we discussed truth. We gave a more backdrop and what Jeremiah is communicating to the people at that particular point in time, and we show the chronological relationship with Plato, Aristotle, and these guys, how around that time and around Jeremiah time when Jeremiah was written. Two correction, when I spoke last week, I said while I was speaking, rambling, I said Aristotle was killed by, they killed him. It wasn't Aristotle. It was Socrates who they killed. And also I said Jeremiah was written because I was making the chronological timeline when he was writing his writing, and I said 1,000 years, but it just slipped me. But to clarify what I was actually saying, it was around 5 BC. It's around the same time when Plato and Aristotle and these guys and them were discovering Hashem via the what? The universe. They didn't have the scriptures, they didn't have the Torah, they didn't have the scriptures of the prophet. What they had, all they had is the observatory universe. So now we've seen that Plato, Aristotle, Zeno, Maimonides, all these guys, they are actually discovering truth from a Greco perspective. And we know Hashem has given to Israel and those in the East His word, His truth, and that which they could relate with. Because as we said last week, truth is what? That which correspond with. The correspondent theory of truth, that which correspond with. It is what it is. Aristotle, he came up with that and he coined that. However, we know and we said that Jeremiah, Yahweh admonished, told Jeremiah to go out in the street and see if he found anyone who know truth. And what happened is that there wasn't any. Why is that? Why there wasn't any at that particular point in time who knew truth? Because all these men who Yahweh had put in place, he set all these watchmen, preachers, and pastors, and all of these guys upon these position to communicate and to give the truth of his word. However, that wasn't done. What took place is that these men, they only choose to cultivate a sense of awareness of pagan worship, idolatry, and thieves, and lies. And that is what, at that particular point in time, when the Israel was divided and Jeremiah was speaking to Israel, which was the 10 tribe, and because they have Judah, which is the 2, and Israel, which was the 10, and they themselves, Jeremiah was ministering unto them, and they had no type of recollection of God. You go out there and you ask them, who is God? They had a God to themselves. Now, throughout Israel history, Hashem, which is interpretation for Yahweh, he has always made himself known, because that name in itself, it speaks about that which is reality, and he has made himself known pragmatically, in a pragmatic sense, to all of Israel. And when you know something pragmatically, that means you know how it works, you know something, how it operates. So what he did, when you read Jeremiah 5 and going up all 16 there, you read Jeremiah 1 to 20, so you'll follow the communication. And he said, look at the waters where he has set. Look at the sky, how it is set. Look at the sparrows and the turtle dove and the crow and all these different, they understand and they know season. So now he's showing in in his writing that all had natural revelation, which he wrote 2 books. He wrote the World, which is 1 book, and his divine revelation, which is from his Torah, the Tanakh, the Bible. And he gave it to mankind, and he said, now listen, this is how you can relate with all of reality. So now, in order to understand any type of reality, you must be able to identify what is truth. Now, truth is something that is very invisible. Who ever seen truth here? Have anybody ever seen truth? You saw truth? What's that? Yes? What?
The Word.
The Word. Very nice answer. Very nice response. Hear what she said? The Word. Now, my question will be, how do you know that this Word is truth?
Dun, dun, dun.
How do you know that this Word is true? Is the truth. Now, that in itself, it begs a question. And she's right, this Word is truth. But now the question is, how do you know that this Word is truth? Is the truth. It all comes back now to what? A point of what? Identity. How do you spell identity? I-D-E-N-T-Y.
T-I-T-Y.
Right. Identity. Without identity, it's impossible to know truth. Without identity. If you don't know who you are, René Descartes said, what he said, I think, therefore I am. I think, therefore I am. So now, if you're thinking, that means you are aware. You are aware of first who? Yourself. Without identifying yourself. Plato, who came up with the Meno, the I and the me, the ego and the I. This is the dualistic aspect of who humankind is. So mankind, as we look at Genesis, Genesis tells us that man is somewhat a dualistic entity. Because we see Yahweh, when Yahweh made man, what he did? He made man from the earth, right? As we know the earth. And that word, he made man from the earth, and that is what we call the Adama, right? The Adama. And that Adama, it means earth. It means that which you see on the ground, the soil and what have you. And this is why Adam was called the Adam. And you see, just have a here at the end. Because what most people who worship the earth, they say the earth is their mother. Because this word in itself, it's a feminine word. And the earth in itself is known that which gives life. It brings forth life. So now, without identity, it's hard to even relate with any type of thing. If somebody say that is true, then how do you know that that is true? First, you must be able to recognize who you are. How are you to recognize who you are? Without recognizing yourself, what is going to happen? Anyone can tell you anything. Anyone can tell you anything. So now, who and what we are. Who and what you are. Who and what. What is a man, or what is a person, or what are you? What is a person, or what are you? What is a man? What is a person? A human being. So what is a human? Right? You said being, right? Right? What else? What else? What you are?
A person?
You're human. She said a person. What else?
Energy.
You say energy. Right? So you have human being, person, and energy. Right? That is what. So what, speaking about that very essence of your being. Now, who are you?
A woman.
All right. Woman. Woman or man, right? Right? Who are you?
An eternal being.
An eternal being. Who are you?
Myself?
Myself. So now, we have two categories here. Two categories. So the who is woman or man, eternal being, myself. That's the who, right? And then we have the what. We have human being, person, and energy. Now the two tend to kind of like what? Cross over, right? You have this kind of crossing over. Now, and you all are right. Now, but you now need to differentiate these who and what you are. If we don't know who we are and what we are now caught in this identity crisis, in this identity pitfall. Who or what we are? What are human persons? I like the word person. Human. What we are human beings who have a spiritual aspect to our existence and operate with a mind. So then you have a what? A tripartite
Thing.
a tripartite expression of this one entity. So you have what we are what I said, a mind, body,
So.
and soul or